Chris G, what's up, fam? JP, JBE 162, what's happening? Aardvark, King David Lone Wolf, he said you'll be back. The jig is up. Red Pills first, what's happening? Kyle Reese. Who else we got in here? We're gonna give some people some time to get on up in here before we get started. Sharky Marky, what's happening? As you come in to the chat room, please like the video. GMS Baltimore, Shalom, Mark. Simply Deep, good to see you in here, man. What's happening? Philip 51, Seattle Boys. Master Dex, what's happening, family? Good to see all of you in here. Gonna get a little time to come in before we get started. We got a few things to talk about up in here. Frito OG, DJ Codone. Keep your foot on it. Dwayne Thompson, Reginald Jones, what's happening? Good to see all you all in here. As you come into the chat room, as you come into the stream, like the video. Christian Murphy, Johnny Walker, New Logic, what's happening? Milkman the Trucker, what's happening, bro? Good to see you in here. And we're going to talk about a few things today. A much needed therapy session. For sure. So far, we got about 70 people watching. A couple of more minutes to come in. Then we'll start speaking on a few things. Simply Deep says, I love the title of the video, Brother Black Ram. It also depends on what kind of games she plays, and those games can put you in a compromising position. Yes, indeed. Frito OG, right away with the super chat. Thanks, bro, for your support. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, Frito OG. Soul Star, what's happening? Recently sub. Oh, welcome to the channel, bro. Soul Star, new subscriber. Welcome. Hopefully you can check out some of the archives. Over here, we do therapy sessions. Red Pill therapy sessions. Chance Rogers. Jervis Houston. Sean MP71. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jarvis Horton says, couldn't miss the live stream. We'll donate on the next one. No problem, fam. Just glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Dark Sun Bright One, what's happening? Dark Sun Bright One, was that all your screen name? Because I remember a username by that. I don't know if you're the same one. Simply Deep, so I would give you examples, but they're unrealistic and goofy. Plus, I respect you too much. Simply Deep, man, your opinions are always welcome on here, man. You're one of the greatest supporters of the Manosphere, period, man. So you got a lot of respect for me and the rest of the community as well. Wicked Nut, the game she plays is done so that she can keep you around and explore other options. Oh, yeah, you're already talking about this therapy, huh? Dwayne Thompson, you don't drink cognac much. Into the herbal nature. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with your herbs, man. Well, it depends on what kind of herbs you're talking about now. Not all herbs are good herbs now. But you're talking about some organic tea or something like that. Charge it to the gang. King Crypto. Hans de Colness. Can't you say that name too much? Some of the names are too much. Much respect anyway, though. Prime Main. Peace to you too, bro. All right, we got 100 in here, 62 likes. Let's get these likes up so we can get started. Wizzy Whip It Wonderful. What's happening, bro? Now, how many of you guys? Well, first of all, let me introduce myself properly. So here we go. Started the video. Black Ram 313 back at it again. You know why? It's because this is therapeutic, man. Back again for a live therapy session. So here we go. What up and salute to everybody in the chat. Lemon Kelly, Lance Tilton, David Bowman, Stephen Allen, D. Flemings, Kendrick Wright. Let's get started. First, I want to talk about the last video that I put out called She Gotta Be Tall, Girl. Now, if you saw the video already, I need you to put a number 1 in the chat real quick. If you saw the video, number 1 in the chat. I got some points that needs to be made, things that need to be addressed. If you saw the video, Darius, we have addressed all of those things toward the end. I always open it up for live conversations, questions, answers, or dialogue. Also, most of everybody in here has seen the video for the most part. Okay. That video was very telling, especially in the comments section. I learned a lot about us as red pill men. See, we separate ourselves from the rest of the world. We're red pillars. We're in a different frame of mind. At least most of us. There are blue pills that come to the channel. But man, that video said a lot. He gotta be tall, girl. The battle cry of the succubus mainly. So here goes some things that I learned about us, man. So in the video, just talking about women and their requirements, their height requirements, the idea that a man has to be 6 feet tall. Of course, in shape, 6-pack abs and all, right? And dig this here. This is what the succubus want. Now let's juxtapose some things. Your average succubus, right, which probably has below average looks, right? Let's say skin complexion don't matter. Let's say she's a brown skinned girl. Thank you, Michael Ross. Brown skinned girl. Let's say she about 5'3", probably 182 pounds. It's kind of heavy, but not too bad. Pretty basic though, right? Let's say she's about 33 years old. And let's say she has a bachelor's degree in human resources, right? And let's say she has 2 kids and 2 baby daddies, right? And she's single, right? Probably need a little dental work. Can use a little weight loss. Can use probably, a detox, right? And her requirement, right, is a guy with no children, no debt, 6'4", about 225 pounds, probably master's degree and all these things, right? And the thing is that she believes she's entitled to this, right? What up, OB? Shalom. She believes she's entitled to this, right? Many of you in the comment sections, and I'm not getting down on brothers, I'm just seeing a diagnosis here for the need of therapy session. So these subpar women with these high standards, which only meets the standard or meets the only addresses maybe 3.9% of the population. I think only 3.9% of the population, if I'm not mistaken, is over 6 feet, and men that make over 6 figures. So basically what the succubus has done is rejected 97% of us, men. Let's get this. Let's think about this. Is therapy. So we pause, we think. This is a therapy session. It's not ranting, raving, and crying and all this other stuff. What we're doing, this is therapy. Let's think about this, gentlemen. When a woman says she wants a man over 6 feet, she's definitely saying 80% of men are not good enough. Right away, right off the back, 80% not good enough. He got to be 6 feet, at least 6 feet. And we know for the average succubus, she is a woman of extreme, so he has to be taller than 6 feet, of course, to be considered tall, because in her mind, 6 feet is regular. So since she is of extreme, she's saying she wants a guy maybe 6'3" and above. Right off the back, she has disqualified 80% of men. And any man she deals with that's under 6 feet tall, in her mind, she is settling and wants something different. And we know the hypergamous nature of the American female. she'll be looking to either trade up or cheat, right? So she has rejected the majority of us right off the back. Right off the back, rejection. So what I saw from men, my brothers, in the comment section, I saw men coming in saying these terms, that they thank God that they're 6 feet and above. And I saw men who were under 5'9" saying or expressing their hurt or their shame for being under 6 feet tall. And I'm not going to lie to you, gentlemen, it kind of broke my heart. Stephen Allen, thank you for the super chat, bro. It kind of hurt my heart, man, to see guys bragging about being taller and being hurt for being short. And what this revealed to me, right? What this revealed is that we are still, even though we take red pills, we still are seeking validation from the female, even in our red pill existence, thoughts, frame of mind, so on and so forth. West Coast Heretic, thank you so very much, fam. Saying, peace, Black Ram. Thank you, as always, for the very helpful therapy sessions. And thank you, sir, for your donation. And also, thank you, Stephen Anderson, once again. So it revealed that we are still suffering. We are still suffering from low self-esteem, still trying to get our validation from what a woman thinks about you. It was a brother came in the comment section saying he was 5'1" and how depressed he was because of this. And all I could tell the brother is, hold on, brother, just hold on to it. We're gonna be okay. There are some solutions, and maybe I'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was very telling. And I even had, and this is not dissing brothers now. I don't, that's one thing I don't do. I don't diss the brotherhood. But we even had content creators coming in and saying that they were thankful for being over 6 feet. Now, this is therapy. And I thought that we were really over the intense desire for female validation, for a woman to look at us as worthy. My goodness, man. My goodness. So what I realize now is that there is an ever pressing need for more and more therapy. In fact, I'm going to maybe possibly try to do more therapy sessions, man, and try to really get a hold of this in the brothers' minds. Because I want our mindsets to change. I don't want a guy to think that something is wrong with him or that he's less than because he's 5'1", or that that's some sort of thing he should be ashamed of. Because it all comes down to our deep desire to impress the female, to be attractive to the female. Whether you're 6'3" or 5'3", you are still a man. Period. You are still a man. I'm 5'8", and if I met a woman with Beyonce's looks and Oprah Winfrey's pocketbook, I wouldn't feel in the least bit intimidated. Why? Because I'm a man. That's why. I'm not trying to impress her. Sean MP71, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. I'm not trying to impress her. I'm a man. There is no intimidation. There is no inferiority. So it was very telling that the brothers were hurt because of their height. And whatever height you are still a man. Height don't make the man. As a man, you determine what your own individual manhood is, not the female. Not the female. And I'm like, wow, we need more therapy. And I'm going to try to bring therapy to you guys more. I'm going to try to talk to Migto Darius and the Book of Alpharonomy. We're going to see if we can do some therapy sessions together on the channels. I'm going to talk to these brothers because we really need to get a hold of this. Mr. Old School Rider said I sound like I'm 6'6". I feel 7 feet on the inside. I'm 7'9" on the inside, man. You know, I'm a king, regardless. May not be a rich king or a king without a kingdom, but I'm still that. No one can take away from me what I feel about myself on the inside, and who I am on the inside does not diminish who you are as a man on the inside or anyone else. It's how I look at myself. I never heard of Migto Savior. Maybe I'll look at the channel. I appreciate that. So yeah, Darius, I'm a giant on the inside. But I was like, whoa, I was blown away, man, by the fact that guys were bragging about being tall and hurt about being short. Short and tall don't make you no man. And we still need, in this time, in this day and age, as long as we've been out here, as long as I've been on YouTube and other men have been on YouTube, we are still, by default, seeking and searching female validation. The tall guys were glad, short guys were sad. My goodness. And one thing I have to notice about the female, in some ways, brothers, this is therapy, man. I'm just giving you my thoughts, man. Now, when you juxtapose this to the female, when we think of the female, right? The average female who has multiple children by multiple men, slept with multiple men throughout the community, you're not allowed to shame or critique or criticize her behavior. But yet we still feel shame about our height. And let me mention this. This is the point I want to make. When you criticize a female, she doesn't think of how she should change. When you criticize a female, she think about how others should change around her, how you should get your mind right and value her. She's not trying to change for you. So then we blame ourselves for the female's unrealistic expectations. We blame ourselves for that. We feel bad because she wants a tall man because he got to be tall, girl. We feel bad about that or good about that. Damn. Amazing. Now we can talk about the psychological effects of height, and we can talk about the biology behind it. We can talk about the programming behind it. We can talk about how it's advantageous on a biological scale or disadvantage on a biological. We can talk about all of those things. But one thing you can't change as a man is who you are. Can't change that. Can't change your height. But she'll tell you have to be 6'5" to be attractive, right? But she is 50 pounds overweight. And it's just a fact. Women like tall men. That's just how it goes. One guy commented that just the fact that he is 6'7", just because he is 6'7", when he's walking around, there are women staring at him with their boyfriends and husbands. That's hypergamy, gentlemen. This is female nature. You walking down the street, you're an average guy, you're 5'9". Let's say you're 5'9", 5'8". Anybody under 6 feet tall, you walking down the street, put it like this, not even under 6 feet. Let's say you 6'2" and below. Any man that's 6 feet and below, you walking down the street, brother. You walking down the street, right? And you got your woman with you. Your woman or your wife or your girlfriend or somebody you're dating, whomever. And this woman, if a dog jumped out at her or if a man tried to attack her, you will protect her with your life. You done spent your money on her. You done spend time with her. You been spending time on the phone, listen to her whine and complain about this and that and listen to this and listen to that. You're trying to be supportive of her feelings and her thoughts, her ideas. You're trying to relate to her. You're trying to listen to her. You're trying to do all of these things, right? And many of us are putting in work, right? In fact, let me ask you this for the brothers. How many of you brothers are dealing with a woman right now, and it's more than just physical, that you're actually spending time with a woman? Number one in the chat, if you are actually currently in your life, you have a woman that you deal with on a regular basis. Put number one in the chat. I got a point I want to make. Elo82 with the super chat. Thank you so much, family. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Tom Hardy. So you're walking down the street with this woman. Number one in the chat if you're dealing with a woman on a regular basis. So you're walking down the street with this woman, right? Again, you spend time with her. Spend money on her, talk to her, you listen to her, all of these things, right? And more than likely, if somebody tried to hurt her, you will protect her with your life. okay? And you're under 6'2", let's say that. I don't even care if you're 6'5", and you're walking down the street, and there's a man coming past you, right? Man coming past you. And what's the zero for? I said one if you're dealing with a woman. So I guess zero means that you are not. Okay. But anyway, and you under 6'2" now, walking down the street. Walking down the street under 6'2". And a man, very well dressed, walking by himself. And this man is a well dressed, look like he got some money, and he's 6'8". And your woman, no matter who you are, she is going to stare at this guy, the very woman you will protect with your life. It is called hypergamy. Hypergamy. So I don't care who you think you are as a man, how big your bippy is, how tall you are, how cold you are with the game. There is not a woman that's going to be content enough to not look at or desire someone who she thinks may have more than what you possess. So your idea of valuing yourself as a man based off the things that you think make a lot of women attracted to you is nonsense. Nonsense. Because there's always going to be something that she likes more. Even if you 6'7" yourself and you well dressed and you got a little money in your pocket, if she sees a basketball player walk through the door, she's going to forget about you. Or if she sees a 5'9" celebrity that she likes, she's going to look past you still. So we cannot continue to allow ourselves to be influenced or hurt or happy when a woman finds us attractive or not. We don't need female validation. And this is therapy session. This is what the therapy is about. Mike Gates says, I just shared this game with my 18-year-old neighbor. He was raised by his mom, sis, and grandma. Oh, yeah. He's been feminized. And it's really tough, really, really tough to unfeminize the simp. I hear you, Be Smooth. Hans Descolones. Thank you, bro. Thanks for supporting the truth. So I was disturbed by that. I say we need more therapy, man. And I was just surprised that the brothers felt so bad about themselves, who were shorter and so good if you were 6'3". And yeah, I'm a human being, brothers. This is therapy. And there's no lying in therapy. There is no lying in therapy. We know that being pre-selected by women feels great. Feels great. Absolutely. Feels great. But reality, no, Chief Wi-Fi, I'm not talking about Kent. But the reality is that we should not depend on such to feel great. So I was just amazed, man. We just need more therapy. And then the solutions that I saw, brothers, to the guys who felt bad. And it's always the same solution. If I'm listening to any particular YouTuber, and this was a diagnosis too. I am your therapist, and I am also in therapy, and I'm diagnosing most men in a red pill manosphere. We're still suffering from extreme low self-esteem and the need for female validation. I think it's time to go all the way back to square one with therapy sessions, man, and begin again, maybe. So the second thing was, what up, Negro Ninja? Appreciate you. So the second thing was, after I saw that the guys felt good for being tall and sad for being short, considered short, was that the solutions were always, or is always, this. Even the red pill guys on YouTube, other content creators, and I'm not going at anybody or nothing like that. The solution is always get this paper. Women don't like you, get this paper. Women don't like you, let's get this money. Get this money, get this money, get this money. Get this money, get this money, get this money. And that's also telling. That also says a lot about our psyche, also tells a lot about our low self-esteem, also tells a lot about what we need as men. Because you are constantly looking for outside sources to make you feel validated, to make you feel alive, to make you feel like a man. To make you feel like a man. So on one hand, it's either women that you need to make you feel like a man, or it's money that you need to make you feel like a man. All external sources. All external sources of validation. Height and money are the things that women want more than anything. And we feel bad if we don't have those things. So if you're short, I'll get that money. For what? Get the money for what? To impress the female? The same female who at 30 years old has had 60 sex partners? The same female with children by multiple men? The same female with a venereal disease? The same female who is crazy, the succubus? The same female who is hypergamous and don't care about you? Get this money for what? Get this money to impress the female? To make you feel like a man? Get this money, huh? Is that all that we have in and for ourselves, gentlemen? Is that all we got? Is that all that we strive for? Is that the value of your life as a man, as a human being? You mean to tell me the value in your life or for your life is just money and women? Is that all we have? We have nothing else in us valuable? Goodness gracious, man. And I'm not fighting with you guys. This is therapy. Michael Denley says, ain't we supposed to remain desireless? Isn't that part of the red pill? Don't worry about your height, men. Hashtag it more. Absolutely, Michael. This is what my video, The Meaning of Going My Own Way, is about. This is what the video, A Walk in the Dark, and my In the Shadows video, and most high willing, I will be doing parts 2, 3, 4, and 5 of In the Shadows, and we're going to talk about this. The desirelessness is, and you beat me to the punch, that is the solution. Now, there are not too many YouTubers that are talking about desirelessness because we are seeking peace from the external, not the internal. Get this money. What does get this money mean, gentlemen? That's a question. Get the money for what? Now, if you're telling me, take the red pill, forget about your height and just get this money, is getting this money A, for the woman, or B, so that you can feel better about yourself to make up for your height, or to make up for whatever shortcoming the society or the female says that you are lacking as a man? Which one is it? Or is it a combination of both? What is it? Get this money is always the solution. And get it for what? To spend on the female so she can like you. Now, what I don't see on YouTube, what I don't see my brothers saying is, forget the females. We're going to build a society for ourselves. I never hear, let's get this money so we can reach a certain amount of financial independence so we don't have to rely on others in the system as much. Get this money for what? Listen, gentlemen, you're going to live and you're going to die. In an interim, in between living and death, you should find something that you love, enjoy, and spend your time on and in your purpose. And I'm not talking about purpose in a mystical sense. Your purpose should not be getting the money. You should be getting the money for a purpose. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a practical example. This is therapy, man. I'm not no pseudo speaker. I'm not some guy that just yells out obscenities to try to make myself popular on YouTube, man. I ain't that guy. I'm talking about real practical solutions. Get this money for what? Get on your purpose for what? What purpose? For what? I got you. I got you. Getting this money, your purpose should be twofold. Number one, the goal, even if we fail, the goal of anything we do should be to build and unite with your brothers, because we all we got. Now, I'm not going to go into any particulars, If I say, hey, let's get this money, gentlemen, because I want to go to the Dominican Republic one year, I want to go to Rio the next, I want to go to Colombia the next, and I want 50, 60, 70, 100 brothers coming so we can enjoy life and see what SYBM is about. Let's go to the Philippines, gentlemen. So yeah, get this money so we can go to the Philippines, have a good time, associate with the brotherhood. Imagine that, a red pill brotherhood trip yearly all over the planet. If you're getting the money for that so you can, number one, fellowship with your boys, your brothers, men who are like-minded, your community. I'm your Black Ram 313. I'm your Black Ram. We got. So if that getting the money is the purpose so you can spend time with your brothers in this red pill, to hang out, to play with the ladies, to kick it, yeah, I'm with that. If getting this money means that, you know what, brothers, we're going to get us 100 acres to do something with it, then yeah. But if getting this money is all just for an individual accolade so you can feel better and make yourself feel like a man, then that's weak. That's not red pill. Getting this money to feel good about yourself is not red pill. A woman being attracted to you or her lack of is not red pill. Seeking female validation from any form based on your height or your money is not red pill. It's not. It's not red pill. You need to know that. So if getting this money should be A, building with your brothers, B, enjoying your time with your brothers, and C, for your own individual development. Give you a practical example. For me, getting this money means this. I don't have to work as much. Because to me, one thing that's more valuable than money is time. Charles Merchant in the house. What's up, Charles? I got something to say about you in a minute. Charles Merchant is an example of something I want to talk about. I'm trying to come back to that. But anyway. So get this money should be C, so that you can do with your time, fellas. Can we see this? This is what a desireless is about. You want money so you can spend your time doing the things that make you happy. For me, I like to study. I like to research. For you, maybe something different. Get this money so maybe you can sit in a house that's paid for, smoke your cigar, and have your cognac, listening to red pill therapy sessions. And I have to worry about getting up early in the morning. Getting this money so maybe you can leave the city that you're in that you don't enjoy living in. Get this money so you can invest more time in just doing something simple as sitting in the house playing video games. I said it. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting in the house playing video games. I don't have a video game system. But if that's what you enjoy, do it. You don't shame men for what they enjoy doing. So if getting this money means that you get the chance to spend time doing the things that you love to do, then yeah, get this money. If it means building with your brothers, yes, get this money. If it means enjoying the brotherhood, yes, get this money. But if get this money means A, now I can feel good about myself, and B, so women can like me, you are not red pill, man. And even on YouTube, because there's a lot of YouTube videos, I still hear guys say and shame other men based on their ability or inability to get women. Damn! I'm talking about red pillers now. I ain't talking about no blue pill simps. Damn! You mean to tell me, just like when we was in high school, if a guy say, well, you ain't getting none, so who are you? You ain't nobody, you ain't getting none. That still makes you feel good as a man, whether you getting some or not? Because a woman like you or not? We still value men on being pre-selected by women? We're still judging each other based off those standards? That ain't red pill. That is not the red pill, gentlemen. That's some type of new pill stuff. So get the money for what? So what, you ain't 6 feet? For what? So I just wanted to say that before we get into the video, because man, I'm seeing this stuff and I'm like, man, we really haven't gotten into the red pill then. And I'm like, man, it's really so much work that we really have to do. We got 260 watching. I want you guys to like the video And I want you guys not to just hear me. I want you to think. David Bowman, you made a YouTube video. I'll look for that. And if you are a YouTuber and a content creator, let us know in the chat. This is a community for sharing knowledge and information. Like the video, gentlemen. Also, just a little advertisement. I do have a Patreon page. I plan on doing a video maybe monthly. My Patreon pledges are very low. I want to do this because I want to, not because it's a job. So I will be trying to put up monthly videos. While I'm thinking about it, Charles Merchant. I just thought about this other day. I don't even know what made it pop in my mind. Maybe just seeing so many YouTube beefs. And I'm sure almost everybody in here are familiar with Brother Charles Merchant and what I wanted to. I think I even mentioned this before. But what I wanted to mention about Charles Merchant is that I think he's a perfect example of how men should carry themselves amongst other men. I'm talking about Charles Merchant, my moderator. Shout yourself out, Charles. Just throw a number 1 in the chat so everybody knows who we're talking about, Charles. Charles Merchant. Because I want to mention a situation. And it just popped in my head the other day. I'm not even sure why. I forgot. I think I was listening to Solo TV 84, and he was doing Solo was doing a live stream, and I forgot what the topic was, but Brother Charles Merchant, and I had a very heated disagreement, and argument. It was something biblical, but I'm not sure what it was. It was just two contrary ideas. And I mean, he and I were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And after the stream, I think shortly after that, I did a live stream. And although Charles and I had a very rigid disagreement, Brother Charles still came to my therapy sessions, still came to the comment section of my videos, still supporting me in the channel, still donating, still rocking with me. And you see he has a wrench. Now, why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing it up because I make a very important point. I expect certain things from Red Pill men, and this is what I expect. I expect us to be better, more mature, more honest, more caring, more intelligent than the rest of the world. What do I mean by this? Charles Merchant and I were able to have a disagreement and still respect each other. And Charles Merchant had the strength of character, the confidence, the manhood to still support Brother Black Ram, although he had disagreements with Brother Black Ram. My whole point of bringing up Charles Merchant and myself is to say this. Brothers, if we can't put aside our disagreements as men, if we cannot still support each other, although we may disagree, then there is no Red Pill community, there is no manosphere, and there is no need for a therapy session. If we can't do that, I'm not saying don't have your differences of opinions, but as a man, you should not need another man to agree with everything you say or even do. There's some things as a man that you just have to take that as being an individual. That does no way mean, that in no way means that you are a coward or that you're less than a man. If I have a disagreement, you know how many guys on YouTube I disagree with? I mean, I cringe when I hear guys use these words. I cringe. But I still rotate with you. When I hear a guy say a man cheats on a woman, I'm like, damn. I believe in polygamy, but like, man, you make yourself equal with a woman. Men don't cheat, women do. But if a guy says, you know what, he doesn't believe that, all right, brother, we still can get along. Okay, we disagree on that, now what? So this is what men do. Let me tell you what men do. Men take their disagreements and we discuss them and we leave it at that. And we don't dwell on what we disagree on. We dwell on what we do agree on. And these are basic fundamental principles, but without these, we cannot build anything together. What's the point of me coming on YouTube for year after year? month after month, week after week. If us brothers can't change our mindset, number one, toward each other, and number two, try to do something even if it fails, what is the damned point, man? I'm not here for a super chat. I appreciate it. I'm not here for a PayPal or Patreon. Also, I appreciate it. It helps me do what I do because we all need money. However, there has to be a greater goal, a greater purpose. And that purpose is brotherhood. That's it more. And it don't have to be nothing big. I would just simply enjoy hanging out with like-minded men outside of YouTube in Sosua, Dominican Republic. I would like us to look at least trying to buy 100 acres of land somewhere, even if it fails. Because men are hurting. I know we don't like to talk about it. Men are hurting. A guy 5'1", 5'2", hurting. Guy 6'5", 6'6", feeling good based upon validation from the society or the female. We talk about women having low self-esteem, but let me tell you, there is one greater. There's one greater than the female with low self-esteem. That is the man with low self-esteem. And let me tell you, men, we have a lot of it. We have a lot of low self-esteem. We are having problems. We are hurting out here, man. So there's so much work to do. So many things that need to be done. So much therapy is necessary. So much building that needs to be done. And hopefully in the future, I can work with brothers here on YouTube, content creators and otherwise, and we can do something with our life in this lifetime. We have an unprecedented opportunity. The internet has given us an unprecedented opportunity that has never happened before in the history of man, where you can come to a platform and speak your mind and also network with other men. An unprecedented opportunity, making our world smaller. And we need to do more with that than just A, talk about women, or B, beef with each other, or C, just use it as simply entertainment and a way to make money. Are you guys feeling me on this, man? Because I don't want to be talking. I have some confidence in my fellow red pill male, not the simps, not the blue pillers. I'm not talking about dealing with the blue pill world. I'm talking about us as red pills. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm not talking about your average guy walking down the street who's a simp, who's under the matriarchy. That's not what I'm talking about. Obsidian, what's happening, brother? Good to see you in the chat. And Obsidian is talking about building a platform similar to YouTube where the brothers, the thinking black men, can go. And we can talk about and air out our grievances. We're talking about building something, man. Talking about building. That's what it's about. So again, shout out to Obsidian, one of my favorite YouTubers. Obsidian, the intellectual juggernaut, the voice of the everyday brothers, the thinking man, the thinking man's YouTuber. Appreciate you being here. Migto Knowledge, Darius is in the building. What's up, Migto? I mentioned you a little bit earlier about us doing some live stream therapy sessions together. Migto Darius, you all should be familiar with him. He is one of the best YouTubers out here, one of my favorites. In fact, him and Obsidian. I am very glad to see you guys in the chat, man. If you aren't subscribed to those brothers, you're doing yourself a disservice by not being a subscriber. But there's much work to be done. Much work. Blue Ram 347, what's happening, bro? So that's the thing. So I was just very disappointed, and I see we have a lot of work to do in this manosphere. A lot of work to do. We're still looking for female validation. I think we need more live streams. We need more collaborations. Yes, we need more live streams from Darius, Migto Darius, and myself together. Me and Obsidian, Book of Alpharonomy, all the brothers who really want to strengthen brothers. We need that. And hopefully in the future, most high willing, we can bring more brothers together to do more and more things. Because if we're not doing this, what is the point of even coming on here? So that's just an introduction. And also Negro Ninja, subscribe to his channel too. Very funny and intellectual brother. Red Pill Comedy right there. So let's move along and get into the heart and meat of it. But I just wanted to mention Charles Merchant, man, is a perfect example of a guy that he and I had disagreements, heated disagreements, but the brotherhood and the support is still there. Beautiful thing, man. And I think that's just a great example of how we move forward in the brotherhood and make moves. You guys still with me out there? And that was a long introduction. Long introduction. So give me a second and we're going to get into the crux, the meat of the video. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you, OB. See you, Joe Smith. Give me a few seconds to get myself together. So, today's topic, and the title of this video is the many games that she plays. The many, many games that she plays. Who am I talking about? The succubus. The succubus. The many games that she plays. I agree with you, Obsidian. Only trade-offs. I'm with you on that, brother. The many games that she plays. Many games. Who am I talking about? Mainly the succubus, but it can expand to the rotten Chiquita banana. Can expand to the rabied snow bunny. The American film in general. The many games that she plays. That's what we're here to talk about. You're right, Richard Melvin, absolutely. The succubus, mainly, she is instinctively a master at manipulation. She holds indirect power through her ability to influence. Some even believe that she runs the world through her indirect influence on it, her indirect displays of power. Men sacrifice themselves just to please her. Men value themselves based on her thoughts and opinions of him. That's the thing. Absolutely, Obsidian. It's a feature. It is a part of her nature. At Black Ram 313, we discuss female nature. And we do not get upset over the nature of a thing. What we do as men, listen. What we do as intelligent, smart, red pill men with understanding, with knowledge, with wisdom, we take what we know about female nature and we use it to our advantage. We take the knowledge and wisdom of what we know and we use it to our advantage. Some call it the game. So we're not upset at female nature. We learn to use it to our advantage. Let's take water. There is not a force more powerful on the planet than volumes of running water. But when you understand water, you put a dam around it. You use it for hydroelectric power. You use its brute, unstoppable force, and you use it toward your advantage. Likewise, the female, you take her nature and you find ways to use such nature to your advantage, like the Koreans do. They know she doesn't love herself. She doesn't love her hair. So they sell her Wookie weave. Shout out to Obsidian. They know that she can't stand her face, so they sell her skin brighteners. We as red pill men, we must understand her nature and use such for our advantage. That is what being a man is. Thank you, Rudy Dog. That's what we do. We make it advantageous to us. We find a way to profit off of such. This is what we do. So we are not complaining, nor are we mad. Are you mad? You mad at female nature? I ain't mad that she want a guy 6'7". You mad? I ain't mad that she want a rich guy. You mad? Because the fact remains, she ain't gonna get a guy that's 6'7" and rich. Let her play that game with herself. We don't care about that. At the end of the day, when it come down to it, a guy 5'9" gonna hit anyway. A guy 5'4" gonna hit anyway. What up, Goku-san? Goku 9-san. So it don't matter. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. That's right. Why you mad, TV? No, you can't be mad at that. We use it to our advantage. But she does possess some psychological sophistication that allows her to manipulate others. Her language from a child, knowing how to complain, learning as a child, learning how to play head games with those of an inferior intellect, the majority of blue pill simps. She's learned from a child a certain amount of psychological sophistication to get what she wants from men. She's found that way. The games are played on her behalf to gain advantage and control. You got to be aware of those things. For advantage and control. And advantage and control to lead the relationship she wants to lead you. She wants to take the lead position in relationships with men to procure all the tangible and intangible benefits that comes with such in the modern dating world. And she is laced with the game, believe it or not. The female does have game. Yes, she does. And she has a lot of it, and she understands it. And she uses it to her advantage. She gains the rewards from it. She knows that in this society, she can have as many children by as many men as she wants to and actually benefit from it financially. So it's no wonder that she got 3 kids and 3 baby daddy She already knows. She knows the system and time which she lives. She acts like she doesn't. But she takes advantage of the situations around her. She does have some sophistication. She's a master of these sophistication, or should I say manipulation. And again, although I'm not a dating coach, part of the red pill is knowing female nature. And that's my part of the manosphere, uncovering female nature. She's been given this game by her mama and her grandmama. You know what grandmama and mama tell Keisha in the hood? What she tells Trina? As long as you got that thing between your thighs, you should never be broke. Never be broke. She gets taught that by grandmama and mama to take what she got and use it for her financial advantage, to exploit the weaknesses that is inherent in men. And I'm here to correct those weaknesses so that you cannot be exploited by such. That's my role in the manosphere. To reveal female nature so that you cannot be controlled by such, to free yourself, to free your mind from the bondage that is this feminist and gynocentric society, the chains that's on your brain. To free you from such. That's the point. But anyway, she instinctively knows that you have a weakness for her. Thank you, Negro Ninja. She knows that you have an instinctive weakness for her. She knows that you have a burning desire for her. And as much as we talk about the red pill, she knows that you are still seeking her validation. She knows this. She knows this well. That's why she doesn't like channels like the Negro Ninja and Obsidian and Migto Darius. Because we're trying to free your minds, right? She instinctively knows that you want her more than almost anything else. She instinctively knows this. See, the goal as a man is for you to reverse this thinking, to reverse the game, and have her wanting you way more than you want her. So let's go and do what this channel is about. Let's get into uncovering female nature. So I'm going to come with a non-exhaustive list of some of the mind games she plays in dating and relationships. My list of 10. Goku-san. Goku 9-2-san. Appreciate you, bro. So this is my second introduction. The first part we talked about, my video, he got to be tall, girl. Now we're going into the games that she plays, the top 10 games that she plays. Top 10. My list, non-exhaustive list. Now, after an hour of being on here, we're finally getting to the body of the video. Let me take a breath. Number one. When it comes to the mini games that she plays, the number one. Now, this is not in order of importance, or should I say, not in order of what we see per se. Number one is just as good as number 10. So this is not a list in order of importance, so to speak, for the lack of a better word. Richard Melvin, appreciate the super chat, brother. Said, grab my favorite smoking pipe and coffee and sit back and enjoy. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is my top 10 non-exhaustive list. The first on my list here, Brother Kalev, what's happening, bro? Good to see you in here. Number one on my list. When you're dealing with a female, if you have a girlfriend. Oh, Charles Merchant, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. Charles Merchant with the super chat says, men will take their rightful place over women and defeat the gynocracy. The simps will go down with that sinking ship. Absolutely. Amen to that. Thank you so very much, Brother Charles, man. Appreciate you. So number one, right? When you're dealing with a woman, when you meet her, y'all getting to know each other. You may have went out on a few dates. You may have had a few conversations with her. And one more time, gentlemen, if you are dealing with a woman on a regular basis, because I just want to know my audience, if you're dealing with a woman on a regular basis, because this is what it mostly applies to, but even if you're not, or if you plan to, if you're dealing with a woman on a regular basis, number one in the chat, real quick, I want to see this again. If you are not dealing with a woman on a regular basis, 0 in the chat. And if you plan to, at some point in time, deal with a woman on a regular basis, number 2 in the chat, real quick, so I can just know who and what I'm, who I'm talking to. Anyway, moving back to the content. So number one, when you're dealing with a woman, y'all hanging out, and you all have been spending some time together. You all have dealt for a little bit. She may ask you a question. Every question that a woman poses to you, every statement she says is done to get a reaction out of you and to see where your mind is at regarding her. Almost everything she says, believe it or not, when it comes to her asking you something, although it may not be often, when she asks you anything, she is not wasting words. So number one, when she says this, the do you or how much do you care about me game. When she asks you this question, how much do you care about me? how much do you like me? And if you're not dealing with women at this current time, I still got more game in this video for you, so stay tuned, even if these things don't apply to you and your situation. But when she asks you, how much do you care about me? How much do you like me? What is she saying here? What is the motive? It is indeed a manipulation tactic to gauge your interest. See, for her, it's not good enough for you just to spend time showing it. She wants you to say it and show it. She will do things to get a response from you, to test your level of so-called commitment. Initially, and even years into the relationship, she will give you several tests to test your levels. She's always testing the system, testing for its efficiency and accuracy, always. For example, let me give you an example of a game that she may play with you. Now, let's say a female says her ex-boyfriend is in town. And let's say her ex-boyfriend is visiting family members. And she says, hey, Jason, my ex-boyfriend, Jerome, is in town. He wants to meet for coffee. He needs somebody to talk to. He's having some issues. Now, she's asking you this, not that she necessarily wants to meet him. She may or may not. But the reason why she's asking you this is that she wants to gauge your level of jealousy, to see how emotionally invested you are to her, and also to see how much freedom you will allow her to have within such said relationship. This is indeed a game. She wants to test your jealousy, test your emotional investment, and test your boundaries. It is indeed a shit test. But this action, this suggestion, this question by her should tell you all that you need to know about her character. See, by her just mentioning the idea that she wants to go and sit down with a man that she used to deal with, to go see a man that she put in a friend zone, to want to even spend an hour with him, lets you know exactly what type of woman she is. And her saying that should make you want to put her in the friend zone. When a woman says that, she's letting you know, not from her own viewpoint, but from the red pill viewpoint, she's letting you know that she's only worth the sexual. As my brother Obsidian would say, just bend her over the couch. And that should be it. Let her go home after that. If she even dreams of spending even 1 hour in the company of another man, she's letting you know right there her worth and her value. Listen here, gentlemen. Take note of this. A woman, when you are a boss, right? When you are a boss, you as a man, when you are a boss, Talk Oki, appreciate you for the super chat, brother. Much appreciated. When you are the boss of your relationship, when you are a man and you are bossed up, you lead the relationship, you can always find a place for a woman to fit in your program. If you're a boss. Now, not everybody on that level. That's fine. But when you're a boss, you can always find an area where a woman can go. It's like having a company. You can always find somewhere for her to fit. Always. You the company, you the boss. Even if she's not providing physical intimacy, she can be on a team in some way, even if it's just running errands for you. This is for strong men. And for strong men, women like working on their behalf. No matter if you're 6'3" or 5'3". Don't matter. But you can find somewhere for her to fit in the program. However, if she does not fit in the program somewhere, then she's useless. She should get 1 hour once a month, bent over the couch, and sent on her way. Learn to categorize, learn to isolate, learn to put women in a box, so to speak, not literally. Learn how to do that. Learn to put her in a place in your life where she is useful if you're going to have a relationship with them on any level. Have her working on your behalf. But in this game, her aim is to get you to jump through hoops. Her aim is to have you prove yourself to her. And when you're proving yourself to a woman, this puts her in the superior position by virtue of you're trying to meet her approval. Period. Period. So we don't try to meet a woman's approval. She gets our approval. We change the game. But again, the do you care for me game is used. What up, Seth Maurice? Is used to gauge your level of emotional attachment. That's number one. Let me share this with you, fellas. Just a little game real quick. Random thought right here, though. Here's some game. The more attracted a woman is to a man, the more attracted she is to a man, the less she demands from such said man. I'll say that again. The more physically attracted she is to a man, the less she demands. The less attraction she has to a man, the more she will demand of you. I'm going to say that again, just so it can stick. Red pill game. One more time. The more physically attracted a woman is to you as a man, the less she will demand of you. The less she is attracted to you, the more she will expect from you. Here go a practical point. If a woman starts out by asking for things and expecting to be taken out, she's not that attracted to you. A woman who's truly attracted to you don't mind meeting you at the park or the coffee shop. A woman that isn't attracted to you, you must take her out on a date to an expensive restaurant. You have to get her hair done. What's my point in saying all of this? If a woman is not showing you this attraction level, a high attraction for you, she is not worth your time. It's a game. It's a game she's playing. So keep that in mind, gentlemen. The more attractive she is, the less she expects, the less she attracted she is to you, the more she will expect. She attracted to you, she don't expect as much. She ain't that attracted to you, she wants everything. And let's think about it. We the same way. You the same way as a man. We the same way. To give you an example. Let's say you're dealing with a woman. I'm sure everybody in here has dealt with a woman on some level at some point in time. I don't think there's any incels in here. And if you're an incel, you can imagine this. Let's say you're dealing with a woman, right? And let's say y'all just got something to eat and y'all in the car. Let's say this woman is 5'6", right? And let's say she has this beautiful golden brown skin. And let's say she weighs about 135 pounds and a very round posterior. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's say her looks is like an 8.5 going to a 9. Pretty feet, nice teeth, pleasant demeanor. And you in a car with her. And y'all just came back from a restaurant and you're on the way to the house. And she a fine woman, man. The type of woman when you see her, the guys see her, they're going to turn their head and look at her and go, damn, she fine. Beautiful woman. Now let's say this beautiful woman, right? If she pooped in the car and she let one go, excuse me, you might even laugh about it and crack a joke. Yeah, because she fine. If she pooped, it's okay. But if she big or if she ugly, and if the ugly girl, the big girl pooped in the car, guess what? She nasty. It even smells worse. Fine woman poop, it's okay. Ugly woman poop, that chick is nasty. And let's be honest. What's the point here? The more attractive she is to you, the more you'll deal with. You will deal with her unpleasantries. But if she's not attractive, big girl can't get away with Putin in the car. No, no, no. Now, come on, the jig is up. Would you put out the car for farting if she fine? Come on, man. Would you kick her out the bed if she fine, if she poop? Come on. Wise Nubian Polygyny. What's up, brother? Appreciate you seeing you in here, Wise Nubian. But you're not going to put out the car if she poop. Red pill lifesaver. What up, bro? You're not going to put her out the car if she poop. Come on, man. You not. Fine girl fart, it's okay. You look past that. Ugly girl fart, no. No, no, no. Richard Melvin saying out. Out. But my point is that the more attractive a woman is, more than likely we'll put up more with more from her. More unpleasantries. Period. If she's very attracted to a man, he ain't got to spend a lot of money. If she's very attracted to a man, guess what? You can even have another woman. I say again, if she's very attracted to you, you can have another woman. She will do things for that man and accept things from him that she wouldn't for a guy that she's less attracted to. That's a game. Notice whenever a woman says what she wouldn't do, I guarantee you for a certain type of man, she will do. And always remember such. So never be afraid to demand what you want from a woman. Because if she like you enough, oh yeah, she'll go. She'll go. I'm telling you, man, she'll go. She would deal with a lot if she attracted to you. And you can show your interest to a woman, but no jumping through hoops to impress her. No, 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 no. So that was just a random point. Let me get back on topic. If you're just tuning in, you listen to Black Ram 313 live with a live therapy session. Today's topic is the many games that she plays. The number one game was the do you care, do you like me game. Now we're going on to number 3. Got 293 watching, 254 likes. Hit that like button and let's keep rolling. To number 2. And this is a good one. And I know we all can relate to this. Number 2, the games that she play. When she says this, the you are to blame for her bitterness game. The you are to blame for her bitterness game. Here's a classic female statement. Here go a classic one. You ever heard this? I know you have. When a woman says, and I quoting the female, when she says, we act crazy because of what a man has done to us. Men make us like this. We act up because you guys act up. Have you ever heard this statement before, man? She says the reason that her behavior is so bad is because men drive her to such. Men in general and in relationships. That you are to blame for her bitterness game. All her actions is a reaction to your action. Classic female game. Classic. Her choices are your fault. Obsidian says there is some truth of what many black women say. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely, for sure. Can't discount that. But here go the point. When she blames others for her bitterness, let's understand this. Let's understand this. When it comes to dating, when it comes to mating, the female, not the male, the female, when it comes to dating, when it comes to mating, she makes 100% of all of her dating choices. 100%. See, the game here is for her to act as if she's the victim. The man was wrong. It wasn't her fault. She's not going to take stock of her own choices, right? See, the game here is that on one hand, she's supposed to be so strong and independent, right? She's a strong, independent, mature adult, right? On the left hand, right? But on the right hand, she's a victim. Now, which one is it, woman? Are you strong and independent, or are you a victim? Are you equal to a man, or are you victim to men? But yet we see that she is a victim to her own choices. That's what she is. She's a victim to her own choices that she makes. You see the game? Left side, strong and independent woman. Strong, wise, intelligent, educated. She educated. She equal or even better than a man. But on the other hand, she's a victim. That's right, Obsidian. She's a victim on the other hand. Now, which one you want to be? You want to be a strong? You want to be strong or you want to be the victim? Which one? And of course, you know what she picks? She's going to pick whichever one serves her narrative best at the time she picks such narrative. When it serves her, she's going to play the victim. When it does not serve her, she's going to play the champion, the strong one, the boss. Whichever one fits the narrative at the time. And this is true power. You know what true power in a society is, gentlemen? Listen up. True power in the society is the ability to change the narrative whenever it fits you. The United States government has been doing this for decades and decades and decades. Whenever the narrative suits you, use it. When it doesn't, change the narrative. Let me give an example. You go to another country to institute regime change. You want somebody else's land. You call the natives of that land who's trying to defend their country, you call them insurgents. And you call yourself a freedom fighter. When actually the reverse is true. What happened? They changed the narrative. They changed the narrative. The female learns from the government, right? That's real Big Daddy, right? Uncle Sam is the real boss, right? That's a real man, right? So the government changed the narrative when it fits them. So does she. She will change the narrative when it suits her. And this is true societal power, isn't it? The power to change and shift the narrative whenever it's beneficial. Real power. It's time for us to have some of that power, right? Here go a quick thought real quick. Other than the typical attraction of being rich, right? All women are attracted to rich, tall men, right? But when you really analyze it, right? no woman can really ever have a type. You know why? You know why women really don't have a type? They pretend to, but they really don't have a type. When you look at it practically, when you examine their lives, they don't really have a type. Let me tell you why she don't really have a type. The reason why no woman really has a type is because who a female is, because of her makeup, because of her biology, because of her instincts. No woman really has a type. No woman really has a type because who she likes is always circumstantial. Who she likes is always based upon her moods and always based upon her current place in life. If her life changes, so will her man. She will switch you out. If a woman gets a promotion on a job, look out. She might dismiss you. Get more cash, look out. She might dismiss you. She get a new job, she may just be getting a new man. Her kids are grown. I'm an older guy, so dealing with women who are older. Her kids are grown. Her kids will go to college. Her kids leave the house. Guess what? It's divorce time. It's all a game. It's all a game. Who she is switches back and forth throughout her lifetime. She's one way in her 20s, one way in her 30s, one way in her 40s. She's one way when her kids get grown and leave the house. She's one way when she changes jobs. She's one way when she gets a promotion. She's one way when she moves to another state. She'll change her life and also change her man. Because we know she really doesn't love a man. A man is just another prop. Another situation. A man is just another circumstance. You're not a human being. To a woman, a man is not a human being. He's a situation, and situations always change. Unless she changes men as she changes situations. She is not stable. Take no woman seriously, gentlemen. Take none of them seriously. Circumstantial. Circumstances change, she changed. Look at Amber Rose. Look at Amber Rose, for example. Yeah, fine Amber Rose. Red bone, short, thick, pretty. Let's be honest, man. She bad. Amber Rose is that business. She getting close to the wall. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she getting close to the wall. But she's still at business, though. Still at business. But let's take Amber Rose, for example. Now, they say she's dating an 18-year-old rapper now, right? 18-year-old rapper now. She ain't got no type. She all over the industry. What's her type? The only type it seems like she has is famous. No matter what he look like. No matter what he look like. Absolutely, Obsidian. That's right, Richard Melvin. But my point is with Amber Rose is that she just changes with the wind, whatever suits her narrative at the time. Constant change. Constant change is the female. Again, this is why we as red pillars, we do not take women seriously. It is something fundamentally wrong with the way modern men and women view relationships. Something wrong. Amber Rose, level 90 succubus, goes to my block. Absolutely. Definitely. Charles Murray says men are foundational structures and don't move. Women are whimsical creatures that opinions and desires constantly move or change. Golden right there, Charles Merchant. Obsidian says, already Amber Rose is complaining about how the men in her life can't handle a strong woman who is more successful than they are. Ain't that crazy, Obsidian? What up, JD Tate? Her popularity came simply from sleeping around in Hollywood. But now she's more successful than other men, huh? But this is the society that we now live. They set up the paradigm that a woman can be promiscuous and actually become rich and famous based on her promiscuity. Ain't that amazing? You know, when I was younger, I used to think that when women went to the club, that they went to the club. This is another random thought. I used to think that women went to the club for men. No, they don't go to the club looking for men. When they go to the clubs, they go there for an ego boost. Here's her game at the club. You buy the drinks. You tell her how good she looks. She keeps drinking and having a good time. And you're the fifth guy tonight that's told her how good she looked and bought her a drink. And she ain't trying to get your number because she got a man at home. She came out to have free fun. This is the society we live in. She came out to have free fun and attention because she knew a simp like you will come up to her and finance her night out. That's why they go to clubs, because they know a simp will finance it. She gets to have fun. She gets to have attention. She gets to drink all for free. And it's always lady night, so she don't have to pay to get in the club. That's why they go to the club. They don't go to meet men. They go because they know a simp is going to finance her night out, which happens every night. The joke is on you, Jack. Now, she may let you follow her on Instagram. She'll let you like her pictures, you big old lame. Never like a woman's pictures on Instagram. That's not for us, gentlemen. But anyway, back to my point about the blame game. She blames other men for the way she blames men for the way she is in her relationships and the way she is in her life. But it's her fault, right? She's to blame for her own relationship heartbreaks and disappointments. It's her fault for choosing Lil Pookie and Lil Dookie. It's her fault. That's right, Obsidian. It's her fault for picking Lil Pookie, Lil Dookie. It ain't our fault. That's right, TK United. You don't need that. It's your fault for picking the deadbeat dad to father your kids. It's your fault for picking that deadbeat. It's your fault. Your body, your choice, right? She picks and chooses. We don't as men. She picks and chooses. And here's the problem that I have with men. The problem I have with men is this. You should not be trying to pay for her bad decision making. On one hand, she says she's strong and independent. On the other hand, she's a victim of the men in her life. Which one is it? And after she's done with Lil Pookie, Lil Dookie, now she wants a guy to pay for all the bad decisions she's made. I heard a woman say this. I actually heard more than one woman say this. I heard more than one woman say this. And you guys probably have heard this too. I heard a woman say that since her last relationship went bad, that the next guy that she meets will really have to step it up. You ever heard that? The next guy will really have to step it up. And not only will the next guy going to really have to step it up, he's going to have to work hard to get her. He's going to have to do way more than the last guy. But I also hear men say they don't mind chasing a woman. Men don't mind competing with other men for her attention. Do you realize when you're competing with a woman, when you're competing for a woman's attention, listen here, gentlemen. As a man, if you are competing for a woman's attention, if you are chasing a woman for her attention, look here. What that means is if you chasing and competing, that means that she ain't choosing. It's a game to her. Another guy will come along and she'll choose him. Competition is for simps. Chasing is for simps. If you chase her, that means she ain't choosing. Which means she hasn't chosen you. She hasn't selected you. She hasn't selected you. That's right, Nunu. Men are to rule over women. So if you got a chaser, she don't want you, brother. See, In this day and age, we have to understand the rules to the game, man. Any woman you got to chase, she don't want you, man. I understand the initial meeting and building rapport with the woman. I'm not talking about initially meeting and building rapport. That's fine. But if you chase it, it ain't yours. If she like you, she gonna choose you. Simple. Simple. So that was the number 2. We got a long ways to go. We got 10. That's right, Obsidian. Wise Nubian says, like a spoiled child, she will always want the best available without contributing anything to it. Absolutely. That's right, Blue Ram 347. Judah says, I stopped chasing years ago and I learned that hard lesson. I'm the prize and not her. No compromise, never surrender. If you ain't running her, she running you. Absolutely, B Money. Guys, give me just a couple of seconds. Give me a couple of seconds, gentlemen. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. But yeah, if you chasing, she ain't choosing, man. Number 3. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the mini games that she plays. The many games that she plays. Riz Jeezy 40, thanks, bro, for the super chat. Appreciate that. We're talking about the mini games that she plays. We have 309 watching now, have 292 likes. If you're just coming in to the chat, if you're just tuning in, go ahead on and hit that like button. Number 3. Migto Saver, what's up, brother? You have a channel? I'm familiar with seeing you on here, Migto Saver. I heard you have a channel. I think I gotta be subscribed to you. If you have a channel, Migto Saver, let me know. Cause I'm familiar with seeing you on here, but I'm not sure if I knew you had a channel or not. So let that known to everybody in the chat if you got a channel so we can check out your information in this red pill community. Yep, I'm gonna try to do that Dominican trip. I'm trying to set it for 2019 so guys can get their passports ready, so guys can have time to save up the money, get an itinerary going, trying to get as many guys as possible. Every red pill man, of course, is invited. I'm gonna probably start trying to put some things in motion around October to get things together. We start networking together to try to get a nice trip out there. If guys are really interested in going. King David Lone Wolf, welcome back, bro. I know you said you had to go somewhere. Appreciate you coming back. All right, so number 3. Get your passport, gentlemen. Number 3. Number 3 game that she plays. Yeah, I saw Marcus' video. He doing his thing over there. I'm trying to get MAB to go next year too. Number 3 in the games that she plays. The games that she uses, the things that she says to try to manipulate, to try to control your mind. The number 3 thing is the what she is used to game, the ex-boyfriend comparison. You ever hear a woman talk to you and tell you what she's used to receiving from a man? She may say, I'm used to a man that does this, that, and the other. I'm used to a man that takes me nice places. The pleasure is mine, Malik. I'm used to a man that helps me. Buzz and keyword. I'm used to a man that know how to fix things. I'm used to a man that makes me a priority. Ever heard that? Especially pay attention to I'm used to a man that helps me. That says a lot. These statements such as these are used to manipulate you into certain actions. This is indirect psychosocial manipulation here. When she says those things, she's making these statements, right? And those statements she wants to lead to your actions, actions that will ensure her control over you, to increase her security in a relationship. Her goal here is for you to be a utility, and she wants to low-key shame you into doing such. She wants you, again, to be that utility. Subtle as a snake. Snakey. R-Hop, 222,000. Appreciate you, bro. Most men never realize they are the prize. Appreciate that, R-Hop. Absolutely, bro. But she is subtle as a snake, nice and snaky. She wants you to think that it's your idea to serve her by telling you what she's used to. You gotta give her what she used to, right? Right? She wants you to compete with her ex-boyfriends by saying she used to getting A, B, C, F, and G. Compete with men that ain't even there. You see how slick that is? She wants you to compete with a man that ain't even there by living up to some standard that she claimed that she had before. Right? Compete with her ex-boyfriend. So she wants you to be the best boyfriend she's ever had, right? You can only do that by giving her the most gifts. Thank you, Robinson Dumzil. As promised, my Hebrew brother, thank you, brother. And Shalom, appreciate that. Judah, thanks, bro, for the super chat. Much appreciated, bro. But she wants you to compete so you can be the best boyfriend that she has ever had. Competing with her past. Imagine that, man. She's so slick, man. She wants you to compete with her past, gentlemen. Think about the gravity of that. These are the games that she plays. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the many games that she plays. That's right, Stephen Allen. It's all about her ego. Many games. Who's going to give her the most gifts? I met a woman a while ago. I think it was on Plenty of Fish, which should be Plenty of Slobs. But I met a woman. She had 2 kids. Right? This was a while ago. About 2 kids. About average looks. And I told her we're going to have a meet and greet and go for a walk. I was just trying to hit, man. You know, I ain't got no problem with hitting single mamas. Not hitting physically. You know what I mean when I say hit. Being intimate. But so I met a woman online. I said we're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna go on just a simple meet and greet, so I can see her in person. And she gonna tell me, well, how do we do that? I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, well, how does that go? I said, we're gonna meet up at a coffee shop or whatever. Or matter of fact, let's meet up at walk through the mall a little bit and have a conversation. She said, yeah, but how does that go? And then she stated that she has never done that before. I said, you never just went on a simple meet and greet? She said, yeah, most men take me out to dinner and we go from there. Oh, most men take you to dinner. So online, now this woman wasn't no looker, man. She wasn't no dime piece. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it real. This is therapy, right? What is the number one rule in therapy? Number one rule in therapy is that there's no line in therapy. This chick was about a 4 or 5. Yeah, I was just being a little thirsty. I'm trying to hit. I ain't gonna lie to you. 2 kids, about a 4 or 5 on the looks. And she said she used to a man taking out to dinner on a first date and going from there. But you know, Black Ram ain't doing that. So how do we do this? So she told me what she's used to. That's the what I'm used to game. Number 3, what I'm used to. She used to go, man, taking out to dinner, spending his money, and then going from there. She wanted me to be just like all the other guys. Nope. Like Obsidian would say, no, I don't have no echo box. The key is this: I am not courting a single mother with below average looks. In fact, I don't court at all until after I hit. After I hit, then maybe we can go out to dinner. Maybe. You can't bring your kids though. If I pay once, she got to pay the next time. No, I didn't hang up on her, Richard Melvin. I didn't hang up on her. Because see, the thing is that it's gonna go my way or no way. If she decided she didn't want to meet, then that's it. But yeah, no courtship. We meet up, we like each other, we do what grown folks do, and if I like you enough, we'll go out somewhere. I pay sometimes, and she pays sometimes. That's just how it go. Period. But yeah, she wanted to be courted, and I'm not going. See, her goal was to guilt trip me to give her what she's used to, because women are group thinkers. Give her what she's used to. I had a woman tell me that she used to guys buying her expensive gifts. Told me that a guy even bought her a car. I'm not financing no car for you, woman. And going back to that key word, whenever a woman tells you that she's used to a man or that she wants a man to help her, cold word, is that woman says she's looking for a man to help her or looking for a man who doesn't mind helping her, that's cold, that she's looking for a money man. And me, myself, personally, my own opinion, I'm too cute to be a sugar daddy or to finance a woman. Sorry, I'm too cute for that shit. Too much. I hear you, Richard Melvin. But she's looking for a money man. Now think about this. Why does she even need help? Why? Why does she need help? She gets all the jobs. She gets the child support. She gets all the government programs. She gets all the help she needs. And she gets help out of greed and not need. And most of the time when a woman is broke, it's because of her own financial / fiscal mismanagement. Why does she even need help? She just wants to feed her greed. And I'm not going. No, female, sorry, you are strong and independent. I am not going to help you. Be responsible for your own self. My Nick for life, what's happening? Growing and Healthy says a lot of these use up 30 plus with kids asking for help. Yeah. But you get all the help in the world, though. Let me ask you a question. Who helps men? Who helps men when we're in a bind? Who helps us? Nobody. But she has everything she could ever ask for and still needs help. Mainly because of her financial mismanagement, but mainly because she's so greedy. Her appetite for things is insatiable. Charles Merchant writes, women are horrible with money. That's why she keeps orbiting men around them to help when they overspend that government loot. So true. So true. She needs help, right? But when it comes to me, I got to get it for free. What simps have to pay for, I don't. And I promise myself that I will never change places with the simp. Never change places with the simp. What they pay for, I get for free. Mandatory, or I don't want it at all. Sorry. Moving along to number 4. Number 4. The number 4. Talking about again the mini games that she plays. And this game, number 4, is the if you can do it, I can do it too game. I think it was a song like that. If you can do it, I can do it too, baby. It's old school. I know a lot of you guys are young. But that's another game she plays. If you can do it, I can do it too. I'm gonna give an example of this game from my own life. Ex-girlfriend I had, we'll call her Nene, a while back. So one day I'm talking to her, she wanted to come over. She's like, hey, baby, I want to come over. O'Shea Duke in the building. Shout out to Master Black Ram. Appreciate you, O'Shea Duke, coming through with the super chat. Always a pleasure to see you in the building. The great O'Shea Duke. Appreciate you, bro. Much appreciated. Shout out to O'Shea Duke. And everybody in here, I'm sure everybody know who O'Shea is. I'm sure everybody here is subscribed to him. The great O'Shea. Mighty Timer B says, man, this stream is so good and so long, I'll fight the urge to fall asleep. Stand up then, bro. Don't fall asleep. Stand up. So Nene, right? So I had Nene call me up one time, woman I was dealing with. And Nene was like, she wanted to come and see me. And I said, oh, I can't see you today, baby. You can't come to my place today. But I told her that later on I can come to her place, though. That's what I told Nene. No explanation to Nene. Again, this is the if you can do it, I can do it too game that she plays. So I said, Nene, you can't come over here. But Nene, I can come probably over there a little later on in the evening. I didn't give her any explanation as to why. I do not explain myself to females. I say again, I do not explain myself to females. Just as the supervisor doesn't necessarily explain themselves to their supervisory positions on your job. I don't tell a woman who, what, when, and where, and why anything when it comes to me in my life. I don't allow her to question me. So I didn't give Nene a reason why she couldn't come over. I just said she couldn't. My choice. And Nene, I'll be over there later on. Nene didn't like this. Nene told me that if you can do that, then I can do it too then. Next time you come over, want to come over, I'm going to say that you can't, and I ain't going to give you no reason. What you think Black Ram said to that? Remember, I'm trying to use wisdom. Appreciate the super chat, Blue Ram 347. So then he said, if you can do it, I can do it too. I said, Nene, I don't explain who, what, when, where, when it comes to my life to a woman. If I have to explain myself, I'll explain myself to my supervisor on the job about the job only. I'll explain myself to the doctor about how I'm feeling only when it pertains to that. But in my personal life, I don't ever have to explain anything in my personal life to my woman or anyone because other parts of my personal life does not pertain to you. What up, thinking man's Templar? I don't explain myself to a woman. So then he said, if you can do that, I can do it too. I don't have to explain myself to you. What you think Black Ram did? Black Ram said, that's cool. I don't need a woman to submit to me, brothers. It's all about physical intimacy anyway. So I told Nene, I said, that's cool. I said, that's why I keep you at a distance. We deal when we deal, and that's it. In fact, I ain't going to even ask you who, what, when, why, and where. I don't need to do that. I ain't like her like that. I don't like her like that. Nene didn't like that. Nene was heated about that. She tried to play a game that if she can do it, I can do it too. But she didn't know. Nene didn't know that I'm full of the game. Nene didn't know that I'm indifferent, that I don't care. Nene, my feelings ain't wrapped up in you, Nene. My emotions are not wrapped up in the modern American female, Nene. Do what you do. When I'm ready to hit, that's it. Mr. Limba Channel with the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that. If you don't know, check out the Mr. Limba Channel. And if you're not subscribed to him, you are missing out big time. But Nene was mad. And I said, that's okay, Nene. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. See, here go the thing. When you're really dealing close with the woman, there should be things that you do that she cannot do. Again, there should be things that you do that she cannot do. How else can you know who is in control of the relationship? And if a woman doesn't agree to be submissive like that, you just use her for what's between the thighs only. 1 hour, once a month, and then she can go home. That's it. But if she want to spend time with you, the price, gentlemen, the price for a woman spending time with you is to do things your way. Your time is valuable. Dating coaches call it the non-sexual attention. When you give away your non-sexual attention, it has to come at a price. And that price is not only her submission, but her servitude. You gonna cook me a meal, Nene? Nene, you gonna rub my feet? I like my feet rubbed. Nene, you gonna rub my feet? Nene, you gonna rub my back when you come over? Nene, can you pick up the dry cleaning? Nene, I need you to mop the kitchen floor. Yeah, I know you got 2 kids, Nene. But clean up my bathtub, Nene. If you want to spend time laid up with me on the couch watching TV, you got to serve and do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it. Now, when you're outside my presence, it's a different story. But that's the price. That is the price. But then he said, if you can do it, I can do it too. That's fine, Nene. Once a month. Once a month, come over. 1 hour. Anything other than that, you have to be in compliance. Anything less is indeed uncivilized. Again, it should be things that you do in your relationship that she cannot do. This is how you run it. You can stay out late. If you got a woman, you've been with your woman 2 years, 4 years, 8 years. You've been with your woman that long. She your wife, your girlfriend, fiance, whatever. You shouldn't have those if you're a red pillar anyway, but hey. But any woman you've dealt with for a number of years on a consistent basis, there should be things that you can do that she can't do. You can stay out late. You can come in 2, 3, 4 a.m. But she can't. She can't do it. You can be out with the guys and you can be out with the homies till 3 a.m. But she got to be in by 10 o'clock. What up, Harris George? Glad you're here, Harris George. She got to be in by 10 o'clock. Why? Because you run the show, not her. You run the show. If she can't agree to that, 1 hour, once a month. JBE said her curfew is 12. I'm with B Money, 10 o'clock. 12 on certain occasions. Depends on who she out with. Certain occasions, 12, but mainly 10 o'clock. But I can be out to 3, 4, 5 in the morning. How are you going to be the man in your relationship and she can do exactly what you do? Let me tell you a game. And this affects married men right here. And it's so funny. I'm sorry. But guys in relationships, married men, they go through a lot. Listen, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to come back to that. The you can do it, I can do it too game is for this. The goal of Nene, the goal when a woman says, whatever you can do, I can do it too, is this. Is for her to enforce and ensure the idea of equity in the relationship. She wants to give you this American idea of equity in the relationship, something that myself and Wise Nubian and Obsidian and others, we are against. Also Charles Merchant and many other red pillars on here, Mr. Limber 2, O'Shea Duke. We're all against that, right? She wants to ensure the idea of equity in the relationship. And there is no equity because either one is leading and one is following. 2 captains sink a ship. Somebody got to lead, might as well be me. I'm the best person for it. But she uses this as a tactic so that you can check yourself. If you can do it, I can do it too. Darius Washington, that's one of my favorite albums. This is a tactic now. You can do it. If you can do it, I can do it too. Equity. Let me show you how this works on married men, especially men who live with women, especially when she uses that tactic. Here go an example. If you, as a man, if you stay out past midnight, then she will say she can stay out past midnight. And since you wouldn't want her to stay out past midnight, you don't stay out past midnight. That's the game. Chemistry more. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Much appreciated. So if you stay out past midnight, she's gonna say she's gonna stay out past midnight, right? But see, since you don't want her to stay out past midnight, you're not gonna stay out past midnight. You're gonna act accordingly because you fear her retaliation. This is a game. It's an automatic check and balance of yourself. You are being governed. Governed through fear. She is your God. This is pure beta male provider simping behavior. Your reverence for her. We should only reverence your creator. You're not